TandLers, and welcome to another episode of TandL Talks, the video podcast for, about, and featuring Puyallup teachers. In each episode, we focus on the people and practices that are helping us grow stronger together as a learning community. I'm Nancy, your host, and I work in elementary teaching and learning in the Puyallup School District. In today's episode, we're focusing on mentoring, an essential part of teacher support and retention. I'm joined by Katherine Snowden, an experienced PSD educator and one of our Job Alike mentors. Katherine brings a wealth of knowledge, a deep commitment to educator growth, and a clear passion for supporting new teachers. Throughout our conversation, you'll hear how mentoring helps strengthen instruction, build professional confidence, and support student learning. Katherine also shares insights about the structures in place across our district that make this work possible and meaningful. Let's get started. Welcome to this episode of TandL Talks. Today we are talking about mentoring, and we have one of our fabulous Job Alike mentors, Katherine Snowden. Welcome to the TandL Clubhouse.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored to be here and to be able to have this conversation with you.
Great. Tell us a little bit about your experience.
I have been a Puyallup School District member forever, and I began my teaching career in 1993 and took some time off and then came back and started at Waller Road teaching TandL, and that gave me such a holistic view of all students. And I think that that's where my passion for supporting teachers to support students really came to life. And I was invited to take part in the Best Mentoring Learning series, and that really ignited my passion for the importance of this work. And so right now I am at Pope Elementary teaching Quest. So again, it's that broad spectrum of experience with children and also with teachers and their families. It's really given me an opportunity to lean into this great work of mentoring. And I am thrilled to be a part of such a dynamic mentoring team.
Great. So you talked a little bit about this, but what inspired you to be a mentor and what keeps you passionate about the work?
I think, as I said, like that connection with both students and their teachers in the environmental conditions that are created, that teachers are able to use their skills and integrate best practices and high leverage teaching strategies to help students through their growth. I was inspired because I've had mentors who believed in me and challenged me and celebrated growth with me and had conversations when I was going through struggles. And every day as we get to walk with new teachers or teachers new to our district and help them to not only understand what a great district this is and what amazing support systems are available to help them inside of the classroom and also with professional development, because this district has a phenomenal professional development suite, and our mentoring team has grown and has flexed to really address teacher needs as they enter the profession, through choice and support. It's just such a really wonderful thing to not only witness but be a part of. And my passion is that this is not a program that is just, this is what it is and this is what we're going to continue to do. Our mentoring team does such an amazing job getting feedback from teachers about their experience in the mentoring program, and is willing and able to dig in and do the work to make sure that new teachers are getting what they need at the time that they need it. There are some really amazing systems in place, as well as supports for mentors to support their mentees. And in that, our work is helping new teachers, which in turn helps every student that they ever had in that class or will have in the future, because it isn't a one and done situation. Mentoring is building authentic relationships with colleagues and helping new teachers to be able to get the support and skills that they need to practice their craft in a way that empowers them to continue to grow and continue to reflect on what they're doing. And when they are part of our mentoring program, they get very targeted support, not only through our New Teacher Learning Lab, which is an incredible program that was developed and implemented this year, which offers choice to new teachers. So they get it's a 2-hour once a month. It allows them to learn some of the important high leverage teaching strategies that support student learning, but then they get an hour of learning lab time where they get to choose what they need most. And when they make that choice, they go into a lab setting, and our goal is for them to work on and complete something. And this was developed because of feedback from new teachers saying, all of these things that you're telling us are so important, but what we need is we need to be able to try some of these things. We need to get our hands dirty and feel confident with the support of these mentors to be able to accomplish something. And I think that this year has really ignited my passion even more, because it is so focused on doing what we do with our students, right? Giving them ownership and choice in their learning and helping support their ability to find success. It just is a really amazing program that has been developed, and it's a living thing. It continues to develop through the feedback that we receive. So it's so responsive to the needs of new teachers.
It makes me a little jealous, because I had a great teacher in the early 90s when I was a new teacher. I had a great mentor, but this is just so much deeper, right?
It is. It absolutely, we are offered so many opportunities to hone our skills as mentors. We get a Mentor Monday newsletter every Monday that is laid out really well with some timely topics. The team has developed a mentor support menu of the things that we might want to engage our mentors and or mentees in conversation during our check-ins. We have mentor roundtables at the district level. I'm currently working with my principal, Allison Hargroves, to help to bring that to our building and support the mentors in our building to use this resource in a way that is collaborative and creating a chance to really have dialogue about what we're talking to our mentees about and what kinds of things are coming up so that we can think about ways to address some unique needs at the building level. Just like at our district level, our mentoring roundtables give skill sets about intentional conversation, about active listening and paraphrasing. Those things are so vital to the mentor-mentee relationship because during those conversations is really where our new teachers are able to find a safe space and be authentic about the real struggles and challenges that happen in a classroom. Sometimes teaching can be isolating.
For sure.
And as a new teacher, it's so important to have those strong, trustworthy lifelines to access ways to reflect on the teaching that they're doing, reflect on the impact that has on students, reflect on ways to incorporate families in learning. So I think that all of the things that have been developed in the Puyallup School District's mentoring program have far-reaching benefits that will exponentially grow. And, our goal is teacher retention.
Right.
We want new teachers to feel those deep connections.
Right.
We want new teachers to know that the systems of support are there. And as a mentoring team, we've really worked hard to calibrate the expectations for mentors, for district mentors, for job-alike mentors. We've established an outline of the expectations that mentors are agreeing to meet when they take on that role, because it is so vital when you are a new teacher and you're told that you have a mentor. It's such a relief.
Right.
And to know that that mentor has structured support that is district led, but also is flexible based on individual needs, really empowers mentees to be able to build confidence and through those intentional conversations that mentors and mentees have, even during those challenging times, the mentors have been trained in such a way that allows a teacher who might be in the thick of it and not realize the great things that they're doing. Yes. We as mentors really get to listen authentically and highlight those really good teaching practices that may not be recognized in the moment that you're doing it. And you feel all the chaos, but having someone be able to listen authentically to what you've said and paraphrase back to you all of the amazing things that you are doing, it just gives life to the work that we do.
Right. I think that's such a good point, right? Because when you're teaching,
you're making a million different decisions in the moment. And especially when you're a new teacher, it's like being a new driver. Oh, I have to put my foot on the brake. I have to do this thing. I have to do this thing.
Right.
So to have somebody sort of serve as a bit of a mirror to highlight those things that are just beautiful and amazing in the teaching when it doesn't always feel that way.
Absolutely. Right? That's so vital
Right.
because this job is hard.
It's really hard. Yeah.
And not be doing this job without having a community leads to teachers not wanting to come back.
Right. Right.
Because it is so challenging, but so rewarding when you're able to build that community and understand that collective efficacy, right? You're not alone.
Exactly.
When we're all working together, it is the things that we're able to achieve with our students and with our school community is unlimited, truly. And I think that the conversations that we get to intentionally have with our new teachers or teachers who are new to our district and don't know all of the amazing things that we do here, I just think that revitalizes the initial spark that made all of us want to be teachers in the first place. There's so much that happens in college, and you learn all of these skills and strategies. And then in the real world, when you start implementing those skills and strategies, often they don't go exactly as you hoped that they would go.
Right.
And it's so important to have someone to reflect with and not only talk about what went wrong, but also talk about what went right.
Right. Has your experience as a mentor, how has that impacted your teaching practice?
The ability to reflect on your practice is how we maintain excellence and maintain growth. And my ability to do that has really increased as a mentor because I have to intentionally reflect on the things that went well in my teaching so that I can authentically connect with my mentees. It has given me the opportunity to work with an incredible collaborative group of people who are our mentoring team. I learn so much every single time I attend any mentoring training, have any conversation with my mentoring cohort. I always learn things. I always refresh my understanding of learning and refresh my understanding of teaching. Working with new teachers really allows us to go back to those roots and understand the importance of the high leverage teaching strategies, really be able to not only practice them, but be able to talk about them. And that's kind of a different level. It's a different level of reflection. To be able to do something is one thing, but to be able to do something and also talk about the importance of that and its impact on students and how those high leverage teaching practices increase student growth and increase student engagement in their learning, because when we have a well-developed teaching toolbox that allows us to be flexible, Sometimes we forget the why of what we do.
Right.
And by working constantly with new teachers, that's always fresh in my mind. And understanding that the impact that we have in the classroom is so far reaching.
Yes.
Really invigorates my commitment to making sure that I'm not just talking about these things, but I'm actually practicing them with fidelity and consistency, and also reflecting on the growth that my students are making.
Right.
Because of the high leverage teaching strategies that we implement. I was really resistant to microphones for so long. And that's one of the things I'm like, oh, I'll never do that. But every day, clip that on and have the handheld microphone that I'm passing around to students.
Right.
Because it isn't just my voice that's important. Everyone's voice in a classroom is important. So that's one of the things that I was like, yeah, this matters.
Right.
So I'm such an advocate of that now, where before I was like, I have that teacher voice, but it isn't about how loud I speak.
Correct.
It's about that clarity.
Right.
And it's, I think, empowering to really lean into these strategies and reflect on how they support student growth and how they support student outcome.
Right. Right. So what are some ripple effects you may have noticed, like on your school culture, student outcomes, or collaboration because of a strong mentoring relationships?
One really important aspect of mentoring relationships is building trust and helping to, as I said, identify the gems in a teacher's practice. And that really helps build teacher confidence.
Right.
And when teachers are confident, they're more likely to take risks and be vulnerable in their school community. As a new teacher, there's so much that you're taking in, but there's also a fresh voice and a fresh perspective to be able to share. So I think our mentees are given that sense of pride and purpose in the work that they're doing. And when they are part of a collaborative conversation in a school community, it is so valuable. I think that it increases their ability to be a part of the conversation.
Right.
It increases their confidence in parental communication, because sometimes that can be very scary, talking to parents.
Yes.
And as we know, that partnership between school and home is so vital. And that's one of the things that we really encourage is that open and transparent dialogue with families, because we know that when that partnership is strong, students benefit. And so I think that that's a ripple effect, is the encouragement of connecting with families and how that looks, and coaching new teachers in, okay, I'm going to be the parent. You call me up and have a conversation with me.
Right.
And I think that can be the springboard sometimes for teachers to establish a strong relationship with families.
Right.
I think that taking part in school-wide professional development through our learning days is so important for new teachers to be able to know that their voice matters and that they have valid and important things to contribute.
Right.
And so I think the mentoring program really helps to elevate their voice in a collaborative learning space. You know, we do grade level PLCs, and those are obviously different from our mentoring conversations.
Right.
But what I have noticed that has developed over the years is that when a new teacher has a strong and supportive mentor, they tend to have greater buy-in and greater ownership of those collaborative learning spaces as a professional. So that's, I think, one really big ripple effect of our mentoring program.
Right. Thank you. What advice would you have for teacher leaders out there who think they might be interested in mentoring colleagues?
I am such a cheerleader for that because our mentoring program is so dynamic and led by some truly passionate individuals who have a focus on not only providing really great opportunities for teachers to support other teachers, but there are so many structures in place to support mentors.
Right.
To learn the skill of being a mentor. So many learning opportunities. And like I had mentioned before, there's Mentoring Monday newsletters every single week. There's a list of timely topics that have been developed that really say, like, in September, these are the things that you are probably going to want to talk to your mentee about. In December, these are the things that you might want to be talking about. When you come back from winter break, we're revisiting some of these things. So it is not a situation where you're ever left in a silo. There is always availability for support. There's so much support.
Right.
Like I said, the mentoring roundtables are such a vital element of being able to not only learn the skills of being a mentor, but also practice some of those skills.
Right.
We have some really great opportunities to role play, having conversations and paraphrasing, because a lot of times those intentional conversational skills are not inherent, and we need to practice them because they might feel a little awkward to begin with, but the more time that we have to practice them in a learning environment and a professional development setting, the easier it's going to be for us to have those truly authentic conversations with our mentees, wherein we are really actively listening. We're providing space for our mentees to express how things are going, and be able to respond in a way that, like I said, not only uplifts what they're doing well, but also to provide the support to address challenges that they might be having. I would say that if there is a teacher out there who has thought about extending their experience as a teacher to encompass helping their colleagues, mentoring is really a phenomenal way to do that. And I'm always thrilled and exhilarated when I am asked to mentor a new teacher.
Right.
And I think that teachers who are asked to take on this opportunity are really lucky to have the district that we are in and the program that has been developed. Our team is so responsive and thoughtful about the work that we do to help mentors, help new teachers, which in turn helps their students. And it truly is our goal as educators to have that ripple effect, like you said. Not just within the four walls of our classroom, but beyond. And being a mentor really links into developing those skills at the next level. And it isn't a scary thing because I never feel alone. I never feel like there aren't places that I can find really great resources to help me do this work. So I would say if you get the opportunity, jump on it, because it really is an impactful and dynamic way to continue serving our students and their families here in the Puyallup School District.
Well, Katherine, thank you so much for being a guest here today on TandL Talks. I have loved getting to know you, and I loved hearing your perspectives. So
thank you.
Thank you very much. And thank all of you for being here for TandL Talks.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of TandL Talks. I'm grateful to Katherine for sharing her experience, her insight, and her clear dedication to supporting both new teachers and the broader PSD community. Katherine reminded us that mentoring isn't just about answering questions or offering tips. It's about building trust, fostering reflection, and walking alongside educators as they grow their practice. When teachers feel supported, connected, and confident, our entire system benefits, especially our students. If today's conversation sparked your interest in becoming a mentor, I encourage you to explore OSPI's Mentor Academy. Mentor Academy 101 and 201 are foundational trainings that equip educators to support colleagues with intentional, equity-centered practices. For BIPOC educators, OSPI also offers Nakia Academy, which provides a community-based pathway to develop mentoring and leadership skills. These opportunities are part of OSPI's BEST program, are free for participants. I always love free, and can be found on their website. As always, thank you for the work you do every day. We look forward to continuing to learn together in future episodes. Until next time, Tandlers, this is TandL Talks.